I'm Katie, and today's video is all about the books I'm reading this month to help me in my life and in my business. And please excuse the crazy hair. It's raining outside, so the humidity's got my hair going crazy. It's as good as it's gonna get, and if I wait for it to be perfect, I'll never do a video. So stay tuned to see what I'm reading. Alright, I am going to have this open over here. I did this with a video yesterday and I really liked it, the last video I filmed. So I'm going to leave this open so I can talk about the books I'm reading. The first one is Jesus Calling. It is a small, tiny little book. I have a couple of different ones of the Jesus Calling books. They're by Sarah Young. And I flip between the two every other year. So I'm reading the original Jesus Calling this year. And I really, really love these devotionals. Like I said, I have used this book for years. And they also have a children's version of it. And I used it when I taught children's ministry, when I did children's ministry on Wednesday nights. I used it as part of our lessons, and I really liked the way it broke things down in more of a, like an everyday, like, application of the Bible. And so I really love Jesus Calling, and it is one of my go-to books. Like I said, I've got this one, I've got Jesus Calling, I've got Jesus, there's different ones. I cannot remember them all. And I think this one came out before the rest of them, so there's no other names in this book. Yeah, there's no other book names in here. This one came out in 2004, and I think I've had this one pretty much since then. The other book I am reading on a personal level is Draw the Circle. It's Mark Batterson. It's a 40-day prayer challenge, and I have, hate to say, never gotten all the way through it. I have recommended this book to so many people, and I've gotten through over half of it, but this time I am going to try to get through all of it. I just finished day 6. And yeah, so it is a book, that like I said, this is probably the 3rd or 4th copy because I hand them out, when I suggest it, so I end up having to go find another one. And I do find them whenever I can, whenever I find them on sale, or, at like Ollie's or another discount place, I will pick it up. And I'm going to use this book to show how I read it, because it's easier to hold, how I'm reading my, nonfiction books. What I do is I have 2 tabs, one at the beginning of the chapter and one at the beginning of the next chapter. So what I do is when I start a chapter, I pull this out. I read to the end of the next chapter, to the beginning of the next chapter, and then I move this to the next chapter. It helps my ADHD to read a book this way because it's a visual. I know how far I have to read for each section, so I just move it. It helps, if you are like me and have adult ADHD, reading like this might help you. It gives you something visual, and I do it in all of my nonfiction books as I read, and it has helped me considerably. You just go get little post-it note flags. I have a whole stack back there that I've had forever, and I just do the flags. And I will tell you, it has helped me read every day, because all I know is like, oh, I don't really have much to read on that. Like, this chapter here is really thin. So this one is going to be quick to read. Like, this book has a little bit longer chapters. All of these books, I was on the launch team for these. So these were all originally advanced reader copies that I've had for years, and I've read them multiple times. And anytime I feel stuck in my business, in my personal life, in whatever, making a decision, or I feel like I need to focus on something different, or change my focus, or pivot, or whatever, these 3 books are the ones I pick up. One is The Next Right Thing. The other book I have is The Best Yes, and I don't have it with me because I let somebody borrow it, or I gifted it. I can't remember. I just don't have it, so I need to get another copy of it. But The Next Right Thing by Emily P. Freeman Simple, soulful practice for making life decisions. This book, I will say, basically it says, this is how it reads: when we have a decision to make that we want more than anything, what we want more than anything is peace, clarity, and a nudge in the right direction. If you have trouble making decisions because of either chronic hesitation or decision fatigue, Emily P. Freeman offers a fresh way of practicing familiar but often forgotten advice. Simply do the next right thing. The simple, soulful practice will help you clear the decision-making chaos, quiet the fear of choosing wrong, and find the courage to finally decide without regret or second-guessing. I will tell you, this book, I've probably read it 4, maybe 5 times. But like I said, this makes it so much easier. I know that little segment right there is all I have to read, because I'm reading 1 chapter of each book a day. So with the Jesus Calling, it's only 1 page because it's a devotional. With Draw the Circle, there is a chapter per day. So I'm just doing, and like I said, the 3 nonfiction business or decision ones are all, they all have the same vein. They're all along the same vein. So the next one is The Joy of Missing Out by Tanya Dalton. It came out in, I think, 2019. Sorry about that. It was 2019. There'll be links in the description box below for all of the books that I talk about. It is a self-help, personal growth. Basically, it's, how it says is, overwhelmed. Too many women are swamped and exhausted by all they strive to do, ending most days feeling unsatisfied and unsuccessful. Tanya Dalton, productivity expert and CEO of Inkwell Press Productivity Company, offers these women a liberated shift in perspective. Feeling overwhelmed isn't the result of having too much to do. It's from not knowing where to start. I will tell you, this book, the tagline is live more by doing less. It's not about dropping everything and not doing nothing. It isn't. Trust me. It's about learning that life is not always going to be balanced. That was one thing that hit me. If you try to balance your life and be equal in everything, you'll never do enough to make anything a success. So, it's where do you focus your energy? Where do you focus your time? But also not burn yourself out. So, this year, my focus that I'm trying to do with my business and my social media will be here on YouTube. I really prefer YouTube. I like making videos. Sometimes I don't want to edit them, but I do like making them. So YouTube's going to be my focus this year. I have deleted Instagram off my phone. I've had Facebook off my phone for almost a year now. And yeah. And oh my goodness, Instagram's been off my phone now for almost a week, and it just feels so good. I do still have YouTube on my phone, but that is because sometimes I like to watch or listen. Sometimes I'm not even, like, there's certain podcasts that I get on YouTube, because I do, and I just plug my headphones in while I'm working, and I leave the podcast on. So yeah, I do have YouTube on there. I'd rather do my podcast through YouTube for some reason. I don't know. Sometimes I like to see something. And also, if I have it going on, say, while I'm working, it works really great. So that's what I do. My iPad's going dead. So I'm going to try to speed along this because I have been talking a pretty good bit. The next one is Do It Scared. Do It Scared is by Ruth Soukup. S-O-U-K-U-P. Do It Scared. Finding the courage to face your fears, overcome adversity, and create the life you love. Same thing. I have my tab at the beginning of the chapter and at the beginning of the next chapter, so I know exactly how much I have to read. But yeah, these books have really helped me over the years. And the Do It Scared, sometimes when you're faced with a decision, it is the scariest thing in the world to jump, to take that first step. And letting go of fear is the biggest thing. The tagline on this is, what would you do if fear no longer stood in your way? Think about that. You tell yourself you're too busy to pursue your dreams. You don't have the resources. You'll get to them someday. But what if the real reason you're putting off your goals is fear? Equal parts inspiration and tough love. Do It Scared combines easy to implement tips with the motivation to start making real changes that lead to big results. And I will say, all of these books, every single one of them, all of these are great for the new year. They are. They're really good. This one is good whenever you really need to a jump start on your spiritual prayer, on your prayer life. And Jesus Calling, it's perfect every day reminder that God is with you. Hope you enjoyed this little what I'm reading for my business and myself this month. Nonfiction. It's fiction, I go through those pretty quick. Fiction, I read on my Kindle, and I read a book probably every couple of, probably 1 or 2 a week. So yeah, because those are my evenings. But yeah, these are my, I try to read a chapter every morning. And yeah, that's pretty good, And because they're along the same vein, they go pretty well doing it that way. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of my community. And check out the links below for other places to find me. I do have a tip jar on Patreon, and you can find my website where I do all kinds of faith-based inspirational products for gifting and your home. And see you soon. Have a good one.